North Carolina Black Alliance is committed to democracy. We believe representative government works best when there is an informed, engaged, and active voting population. Policymakers must be equipped with knowledge of the needs of the communities they purport to serve and an awareness of the consequences of those policies on the affected citizens. We commit ourselves to be strongly engaged in the political process, identify, research, and advocate for issues of concern to African Americans. We commit to mobilizing the electorate through registration and education, eliminating barriers to voting participation, monitoring the records and actions of those elected or seeking election, and holding them accountable. We commit to investing the appropriate financial resources to ensure equitable representation at all levels of government. Crime and justice. We believe all citizens desire an environment that is safe, healthy, and free of crime. Too often, African Americans find themselves with circumstances where these conditions are not assured. Safe communities must begin by establishing an environment that does not breed crime, where economic opportunity exists, and where the community rewards and supports good behavior. We commit ourselves to fairness in enforcement, including officer and leadership diversity and elimination of racial profiling practices. We commit ourselves to ending sentencing disparities, including the death penalty. We commit ourselves to the proper response to youth violence and gang initiatives in our schools and communities. Education. We believe the promise of America can only be fully realized when all citizens are assured an opportunity to receive a quality education. We believe access to that opportunity begins at birth and includes other opportunities to appropriate daycare, quality elementary and post-secondary education, technical schools, colleges, and universities. We commit ourselves to providing an appropriate climate for learning through investment in quality facilities that are safe, in the education and recruitment of diverse educators and administrators, to rid the classroom of bias, to encourage the full development of the individual, and to eliminate disparities in funding based on student achievement, the wealth of the surrounding communities, or family financial stability. We commit ourselves to the elimination of achievement gaps in all aspects of education. Economic empowerment. We believe the labor, intellect, and skills of African American citizens have been essential in this society, contributing to America's status as the world's strongest economy. Our efforts have not been rewarded by an appropriate share of the country's wealth. We, therefore, commit ourselves in practice and in policy to expanding the wealth of African American citizens by supporting a living wage for all workers and advocating for fair and equitable pay in all jobs. We commit to encouraging savings and investment by our community, supporting entrepreneurship, ensuring openness and participation in the contracting process, fighting discriminatory and exploitative practices in lending, promoting awareness of business and wealth building practices in Black, Brown, and Indigenous communities, encouraging ownership of residences and businesses, and to foster ideas for community improvement and wealth retention. And lastly, access to health care and environmental justice. We believe every American should have access to health care in times of injury or illness. We believe it is a travesty that millions of Americans are without coverage and proper medical care because of a lack of personal resources. We commit ourselves to the adoption of universal access to health care for all Americans and to improving the quality of care and availability of healthcare professionals in low-wealth communities, especially in Black, Brown, and Indigenous communities. We also commit ourselves to support funding for research of those illnesses that disproportionately affect African Americans and to engage and support appropriate funding for educational programs relating to healthy lifestyles, including diet and exercise and abuse of addictive substances. We also commit ourselves to advocate for environmental justice, to ensure that the quality of water and air in Black, Brown, and Indigenous communities is not contaminated, and that we eliminate inequalities in the location of environmentally hazardous facilities and enterprises. North Carolina Black Alliance is committed to our people.